Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well this morning. As I was wandering about the house this morning, that's a song by Patricia Barber. She sings Valentine's Day. One of my favorite songs. And so the thing is that according to a Jewish lady, I can't think of her name right now. I'm sorry about that. But she was explaining how this is actually March 20th is actually the first day of the new year. And she was speaking about that. But the thing about it is that when I was wandering around this morning and it was talking about Valentine's Day, this song about Valentine's Day was posting through my mind or going through my mind. And so I'm wondering if March 20th was actually the first day of the year. Excuse me. Then we still have a Valentine's Day to come up. And I'm wondering, in the Jewish calendar, do they celebrate Valentine's Day? And if they do, what day is that? Because I'd be curious to know. Maybe I'll have to do some research later if you don't tell me in the comments. So anyway, let's tap in and get you a read this morning. See what's going on. Spirit, what was it that you would like the collective to know this morning? Ooh, what I would like to know right now, though, is a little bit of this. I'd like to know a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, Spirit. What is it you would like the collective to know this morning, please? And thank you. Oh, Three of Wands. Preparation. Moving forward. Challenged by. Judgment. In the subconscious, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So somebody wants an opportunity overseas. They want this financial opportunity, and they're challenged by judgment. In the recent past, we've got a Tower. Something in their life may have collapsed. So they're moving forward to try to get stability with somebody who's overseas. Intentions and expectations. Yeah. Lover. They're intending to move forward and get a love relationship with somebody who's overseas or who's at a distance. In the near future. We've got truth seeking. So the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands came out in the upright. So we've got a natural leader, a visionary who's rushing forward. Or it could be two different people. We'll have to clarify. The lens that's being looked through. Page of Cups. So yeah, they're wanting to come forward with a new love offer, but this Knight of Swords could be coming in, horning in on somebody else's lady. In the environment, we've got the Six of Wands, so there's a victory here. Hopes and fears. Rewards for persevering. And the outcome. A Three of Swords. Somebody's brokenhearted. Somebody's brokenhearted over your sunny disposition, over your rebirth, over your compassionate and emotionally stable life. The fact that you're balanced. You could be an earth angel. And you're getting a heartfelt proposal. And this has somebody in a Three of Swords. They didn't want you moving forward into luxury and reward. They didn't want you gaining a victory over this. Because now they're left in a Seven of Swords and a Ten of Wands. They're left in this energy because that's the energy that they were bringing to you. And that's the energy that they're left with now. Because they're being disconnected, or you disconnected yourself from them. So there's somebody moving forward. They're being challenged by judgment. They've been judged. There's something about a house here. They want to move forward. They want to gain a home. So they're moving forward. They may be targeting somebody. They're moving forward. They've been placed under judgment. There's something going on with the house here. They're facing poverty. They're in a tower. They're challenged by marriage. So they need to find somebody that they can marry into a family of wealth. A Ten of Pentacles. So they're targeting a Ten of Pentacles to come in and gain a marriage with. And a house. They want to move in and they want a contract with you. Because they want part of your great fortune. They want your great fortune. They want your great fortune and they want your house. So they're going to come in and try to get a contract with you because they're in a tower. They're a false person and they're in a tower. So they need a love relationship with somebody who isn't in a tower. Who isn't a false person. Yeah, a love relationship. Lovers is out here twice. That's their goal. They're in a tower. They're a false person in a tower. And their expectation is to get a love relationship and a marriage with somebody who has a great fortune, who's sitting here in a Ten of Pentacles. They're rushing in. They may want to be defending their beliefs. They may want you to play their game. This mature man wants you to play their game. They want to defend their beliefs and they want you to be okay with it and they want you to play their game. How? By giving them a love relationship. It's a wealthy man who has suffered a change in his occupation. And he's coming in and he's targeting you. And he's using love to do it. There's a victory here in the environment. And poverty. Somebody gained a victory over poverty, or that's the intention. His intention is to gain a victory over poverty through a marriage, through siphoning somebody else's rewards. A whole community wants to siphon the rewards out of this one person. This person is dragging forward a whole community to siphon the spiritual fortune and the Ten of Pentacles out of this woman. out of this main female. There's a 3 of Swords here. There's this 3 of Swords here. They're very concerned. Over what they did in a family room. They're in bad health. And they're in despair over this main female. Because her pathway is open and she's leaving on the distant horizons. Coming into sudden wealth. Yeah, these ones, they're facing imprisonment for the toil and labor that they did against this high honor person. They're still trying to mess with their mind. They're a thief. They're in the courthouse with the main male right now. So there's somebody making travel plans to come forward. They're vain. They're a vain person. They're full of vanity. It's like, oh, look at me. I'm a handsome fella. He's probably lived a wealthy life, so he looks the part. He doesn't want to be martyred. He wants a house. He's targeting this woman. He wants her compass. He wants a marriage with her. He's under judgment. And he's challenged because she's coming into a union, but he wants to come and insert himself into that union, into this 10 of Pentacles, this great fortune. Yeah, he wants to compete for the great fortune. That's the only reason. He wants to come in and pretend like he wants to get a marriage because he's all loving, but he wants to compete for the 10 of Pentacles, the great fortune that she has. He doesn't want a marriage because he loves her. He wants a marriage because he wants to fight her for her fortune. Time. Time is of the essence. What a jerk, man. Laying with anybody right now is just the worst thing you could do. Unless you're already married to them. This false person is in a tower. They want to use marriage to get out of this tower. They want to use marriage. They want to cause fights and strife with this person so that they can steal their fortune. It's really important. They want to be seen as somebody who's important, so they got to get with somebody who's important and offload this tower onto them. And they're going to do it through love. Lovers. Lovers is here twice. They want to bring self-preservation to their lover. They want to bring them a cause that they must survive. And they're defending their beliefs. This is the way. This is the way. They're spying on your location. They want to come forward. They're spying on you right now. They're targeting you. They're targeting you. They're tracking you. With the intention of coming in with a love offer. There's nothing innocent about it. This is a flat-out target and strike situation. They see your good fortune and they're going to come forward and they're going to take it. There's a victory here over poverty. Somebody doesn't receive a promise. They're not getting a promise. They want a promise, they're not getting it. They're in poverty. They wanted to bring forward this whole community of chickens to siphon the reward out of this woman. They're suffering a heartbreak and they're very concerned. They're not here and now. She's like, get off me, you leech. Academics. They're using all their knowledge to try to affect a change. To try to affect a change to the life path of this other person who didn't do anything. They're a wholesome person. They're a wholesome person. They didn't do anything to cause any of this bullshit that these ones are running away from. But they want to bring the hardship to this wholesome person. They're like, ooh, look at this one. They're all calm. They're at peace. Ooh, target. Let's go bring some communication. Let's go visit them. They're being spied upon. They want to come and offload their drama onto love. Onto love. This wise guy needs a body. And he sees you shining. And he sees you shining. He sees you shining. So he's targeting you. You may have already had a union in the ethers, and this one is coming into the 3D now to slip in, to try to mimic that one and slip in the 3D. Yeah. They don't want this to end. They don't want to be worried. They don't want this to end. So they're coming forward and they're targeting this woman to bring adversity to her. They want to offload their shit onto a shiny little star. They're not honest. They're full of dishonesty. You may have two coming at you. You may have one that's completely honest, and then you've got this one here who's a foul actor playing. You may have the actual love and the false love here at the same, an actual love that you can count on and a love that you will have to preserve yourself from. They're both here right up next to each other. You're going to have to test them. They're in competition for your great fortune. Don't be hasty. Don't be hasty. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. These ones are going to come in. They're going to want forgiveness. They may even tell you, defending their beliefs, they may even tell you what they did and why, and they may expect you to accept it and to forgive them or just to live the life that they feel you should live. They're a false person. They're a false person and they don't have any awareness. They're being denied. They're going to get denied. They're denied. No. And the reason I say this, Because this card says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. And it came out in the reverse. So they're not acknowledging their fear. They don't have any awareness. They're denying this scenario. They're in complete denial. They don't want it to end. They're like, I'm not worried about this. I'm not going to be martyred. I'm not going to do this or that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to explain myself dishonestly. And I'm going to get this person to agree with what I've got going on. I'm going to get forgiveness. And I'm going to tap into those gifts. They're not able to affect a change. They're not able to affect a change. They're hoping to use the love relationship to do that, but change came out in the reverse. They can't affect a change. They're coming in, they're defending their beliefs. They're like, oh, I did this. They don't want you to be able to preserve yourself. They want another cycle so that they can implement the new knowledge that they have gained through your survival of this previous attempt. They want to come in and try to take you out again. And they need a contract with you. They're in grief. They need this new love. They're in grief. They're not innocent. They're not innocent. They're coming in, they're going to lie. They're not receiving a promise. There's a victory here. There's a victory here. They're not going to receive a promise from you. Okay? They're facing poverty. They're going to have to, this wealthy man is going to have to face his poverty, his day in the sun. He's full of doubt. Full of indecision. This whole community of chickens is full of indecision. They don't know what to do. They want your reward. They want your reward. You have to marry them so they can have your reward. That'd be a big failure. That's a big failure. They're in a heartbreak. They're in a Three of Swords because they failed. They're guilty. They're full of pride. They're concerned. They're not here and now. You're like, no, you don't want anything to do with them. They have to accept it. You don't want anything to do with them. You are all about relationships that are for your highest and greatest good. And this ain't it. You've got your freedom from this. These ones are lacking courage because they're facing judgment. And they wanted to use you as an escape route. It's exactly what this is. Just give it some time. You know, this will play out. Give yourself some time right now. Let this play out. Don't get involved. Your true love will wait. He will allow himself to be tested so that you are comfortable with this. He knows what's happening here. He knows that there is an imposter. He will expect you to utilize your skills to navigate this. Family. Yep. So they don't want to be martyred, and how they have to do that is they have to come forward and insert themselves into a new family tree. This whole community, they need to insert themselves into a new family tree. They're dishonest. They know that there's a great fortune here. They're going to have to live and learn. They ran out of time. They ran out of time. So now they're coming into the 3D. They weren't able to affect any changes into the ethers. So now this is the last ditch effort. They got to come in and try to do it in the 3D. They got to come and tap in. They got to get a contract this way. They got to try to interrupt what's already happened in the ethers. It's already happened. So now they ran out of time. They can't affect any change there. So now they got to come in to the 3D passionately to take over your adventure, to compete with you for your adventure. They want to compete with you for your great fortune, and they want to do it through a marriage, through a love relationship. They're a false person. They're undergoing a tower right now. And they're bound to their commitments. See, if they gain a contract with you, you will be bound to these commitments. That's their intention. To come forward, to bind you to those commitments, and to take your 10 of Pentacles and your great fortune. That's their intention. They don't want to be denied. They're going to come in strong. You got lovers out here twice. Or it could be that you have your actual lover and this snake here at the same time. So you're going to have to use your discernment, and you're going to have to take your time. Gather the evidence. Don't just get stuck in some fantasy. Gather the evidence. Look at everything very, very carefully before you allow anybody to plug in. This is your life. They want to take your 10 of Pentacles and leave you bound to the dark shit they're committed to. This is your life. Don't be frivolous. They're going to come in and they're going to make sure you don't persevere. If you get up with this again, they're going to make sure you don't persevere. Or it could be that they know they won't persevere through it because you weren't supposed to persevere through it. They know if they have to undergo what you went through, they won't persevere because they gave you everything they thought that was necessary in order to take you out, and it didn't take you out. They're not ready for this. They don't think they can persevere through what they gave you. They're in grief. They're in grief. They're not innocent. They need to be covered by your spiritual fortune. For all the work that they did. For all the work that they did. They need to be covered by your spiritual fortune. But there's a 6 of Wands here. There's a victory here. There's no promise made. They're facing poverty and they're in doubt. They're experiencing a loss here. They wanted to separate you from your extravagant life. That's their goal, and they want to do it through ritual and marriage. They want to bring you poverty and loss, separating you from your wealth. There's victory here. There's no promise made. This whole community wanted to come in and siphon your reward. This whole community of chickens wanted to come in and siphon your reward. They want to siphon your reward. And they're going to fail. They're wearing masks. They're pretending to be you. Or they could have been a bunch of mask wearers pretending to be you, and now they're going through withdrawals or being rejected. You persevered. You've received your vow. You're having sweet dreams. These ones are cursed. They wanted to curse you, but it went back to them. And that's justice. You're going to receive your promise. And that's good news. You're going to relax. And these ones are furious and in fright about that. You persevered through everything they got you. And they know that they won't. They know that they won't. Because they threw everything at you. They're not ready for this. I dropped my mouse. With that being said, everyone, please just take your time when it comes to connections at this time, okay? Nobody's in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. This isn't the time to be in a hurry. I'll see you on the next one, everybody.